You're holding a match in your hands. It's small, seemingly insignificant, yet it contains within it the power to ignite an entire forest. But that match will never unlock its power until it strikes something rough enough to awaken the fire within. You are that match. And fear of failure, that's the darkness trying to convince you that you're safer unlit. When you were a child, before you learned to doubt yourself, you believed you could become an astronaut, a superhero, a president. You didn't question whether you were worthy of your dreams. You simply dreamed them. But somewhere along the way, the voice in your head began to whisper, "Who do you think you are?" The ancient Greeks had a word for this, hubris. Originally, it meant violent overreach, a mortal challenging the divine order. But I like to reclaim it, hubris, as the courage to claim your birthright as a creative being. The tragedy, then, isn't reaching too high. It's settling for a life so small it suffocates the fire within. But it doesn't end here. Fear is a signal. It shows you exactly what matters most. The things that scare you the most are often the ones with the greatest power to change your life. Fear of failure isn't an obstacle in your way. It's a guide leading you to something meaningful. After years of studying extraordinary people, I came to one conclusion. They all had a moment where they chose to move forward, despite being absolutely terrified. They didn't wait for confidence to show up. They created it through action. Vincent van Gogh sold exactly one painting during his lifetime. By every conventional measure, he was a failure. Yet he kept painting, stroke by stroke, because something inside him knew that his work mattered, even when the world said it didn't. He wrote to his brother, "I would rather die of passion than of boredom." The opinion of others about your worth is irrelevant when you're aligned with your purpose. Start your own practice of defiance. Choose one thing you've been putting off because you're afraid you're not ready. Set a timer for 25 minutes and work on it today. Not to finish it, but to prove to yourself that you can begin despite the fear. All my life, I thought successful people were just naturally confident, that they woke up every morning feeling invincible. Then I started really studying them, talking to them, understanding their inner worlds. What I found shattered my assumptions. The most successful people I know are the most sensitive, the most aware of their limitations, the most intimate with their fears. The difference isn't that they don't feel fear, it's that they've learned to dance with it. There's a concept in psychology, post-traumatic growth. The idea that sometimes our greatest challenges become the birthplace of our greatest strengths. But I want to take this further. I believe there's something called pre-traumatic growth, the ability to use your fear of future failure as fuel for present action. Instead of waiting for life to break you open, you choose to break yourself open. This is what the ancient alchemists were really trying to do. They weren't just trying to turn lead into gold. They were trying to transform the base metal of human limitation into the gold of human potential. The real philosopher's stone isn't some magical object. It's the moment you realize that your perceived weaknesses can become your greatest strengths. This is the paradox of self-belief. You have to believe in your value before anyone else validates it. You have to see your potential before it becomes visible. You have to trust in your worth before the world reflects it back to you. It's like being asked to have faith in a sunrise while you're standing in complete darkness, knowing that your faith doesn't create the sun, but it keeps you facing the right direction until it appears. But here's what makes this even more complex. Believing in yourself doesn't mean believing you'll never fail. It means believing you'll survive and grow from whatever happens. It means understanding that your identity isn't tied to your outcomes. It's tied to your commitment to keep evolving. There are two types of failure: the failure that diminishes you and the failure that refines you. The difference is how you interpret what happens to you. When you fail at something that isn't aligned with who you really are, it feels crushing because it is crushing. It's life trying to redirect you. But when you fail at something that matters deeply to you, something that's connected to your core purpose, that failure becomes fuel. Thomas Edison didn't fail 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. He discovered 1,000 ways that didn't work. While the exact number is symbolic, Edison understood that innovation requires iteration, and iteration means being willing to be wrong repeatedly until you're right. Here we are at the moment of truth. Everything I've shared leads to this. The realization that believing in yourself isn't about convincing yourself that you're special. It's about recognizing that you're part of something bigger. You're part of a universe that somehow became conscious enough to contemplate itself through your eyes, to create through your hands, to love through your heart. But this recognition requires you to make a choice. You have to choose to trust the process of your own becoming, even when you can't see the destination. You have to choose to believe that your dreams chose you as much as you chose them. The highest form of self-belief isn't arrogance, it's humility. It's the humility to recognize that you're a unique expression of life itself, and that expression deserves to be fully actualized. It's the humility to understand that your gifts aren't really yours. They're life's gifts flowing through you to the world. Your job isn't to hoard them or hide them out of fear. Your job is to be a clear channel for whatever wants to emerge through you. Maya Angelou once shared a powerful idea. The pain of holding back your story is one of the deepest struggles we face. I want to take that a step further. The real heartbreak is living a life that's never fully lived. Whenever we choose safety over growth, comfort over contribution, we're letting forces keep us smaller than we're meant to be. Tonight before you sleep, ask yourself one question. What would I attempt if I knew I could handle whatever outcome awaits? Write down the first thing that comes to mind. That's your next move. The moment you truly commit to believing in yourself, the universe begins to reorganize itself around that belief. Opportunities appear, people show up, resources materialize, not because you're now worthy of them, but because you're now aligned with the flow of possibility that was always available to you. The match I told you about at the beginning, you've been carrying it all along. Every challenge you've faced, every doubt you've overcome, every moment you've chosen courage over comfort has been preparing the surface for this moment, the moment you finally decide to strike. So here's my challenge to you. Stop asking yourself if you're good enough and start asking if you're committed enough. Stop wondering if you deserve success and start creating value so compelling that success becomes inevitable. Stop fearing failure and start being curious about what failure might teach you. You are the author of your own story, and it's time to write a chapter that takes your own breath away. The match is in your hand. The surface is rough enough. The only question left, are you ready to see what kind of fire lives inside you? If this message sparked something in you, don't let that feeling fade. Subscribe. This is only the beginning of what we're building together. Share this with someone who's forgotten their strength. There's plenty more to explore on the channel. Take a look around. Thank you for watching.